Good morning, J Nation. Welcome to my local mountain. I'm so happy you're here, but more importantly, I'm so happy I'm here. I decided that my writing process is not very glamorous. It's usually me in the back of my car in the morning, half asleep, or just squeezing it in on my lunch breaks and things like that. And I have a free weekend, and I thought, let me go to my local mountain and be glamorous and be a writer. Because I have these dreams of one day being a full-time writer in the mountains, but why wait? Let me go to my local mountain. So I'm in the snow. Hey, okay. Editing J, please cut that out. So today I'm working on a book called The Shark Book, and it takes place in the Florida Keys. So not quite in the right setting, but that's totally fine. So if you've been following along, I'm on draft 1. Well, draft 2, it's a rewrite. It was an existing story and now it's completely different. So I'm kind of first drafting a brand new story, but it's technically the second draft of the Shark Book. I have about 4,000 words so far, and I'm writing a scene right now where my two main characters, who are best friends, are well, they're not best friends yet. They're young and they're meeting, and this is a scene where my main character Sawyer confronts the other guy. Yeah, you don't get any more details than that. It's just, I don't trust you. You could be ChatGPT for all I know. I'm not telling you my story. I really like it. I have some really hard-hitting lines, and let's just say there are some feral cats in this scene, and they're so cute, and I love it. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on that scene today on my local mountain. But before I get into it, I just want to say I love my book so much, and I'm scared of how much I love it because I want to be traditionally published, and I don't know what's going to happen to it. I don't know if it's going to die in the query trenches. So it makes me nervous to pour so much of myself into the book and to think about it like all the time. But I love it so much, and I don't want to hold back from loving it and being excited for it and being very hopeful for it, just because it might not work out. Because if it doesn't work out now, I do think it could still be published one day, even if it's not my debut. And even if it's never published, you can't not be excited about things just because they might not work out. I just love my story so much, and I love it. And I think it's really good, and I think it should be published, and I think someone should publish it for me. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just so happy. I love writing so much, and when my writing isn't going well, I'm kind of just sad. Like, in my life, I feel like my whole life is falling apart, and my writing's going great, so I feel like my life is going great. Yeah, so I'm gonna go write, and I have to pee, so I need to go find a public restroom, or I could pee in the snow. Hashtag yellow snow. Actually, while I'm at it, I'm gonna make a quick shark out of snow, just, to be on theme with my amazing shark book. I actually got to the first scene in my book where they're actually swimming with sharks, and I made the artistic decision to not really spend too much time on the sharks. The book is not really about sharks. I know I call it the Shark Book. That's because the first version of it used to be really shark heavy, and now it's a lot more character based, and I kind of like the sharks being a background situation, because normally if sharks are in a story, it's like Jaws, everyone's dying, everyone's getting eaten alive, and I like the idea of the sharks just kind of being there. My toes are numb. So I just wrote for an hour in my car because it is so windy outside. I am gonna blow away because I'm so small. So I am gonna go brave the outdoors right now, but I wanted to give you a little update in here. So I just spent an hour on the same 250 words. I said I wasn't gonna get stuck on any one scene, and it's not that it needs to be perfect, but it was just all wrong. It was just ugly. It was describing something and it was just ugly. And basically, for research for this book, I watched this video about this guy who lives in Key West, and he's lived there for a really long time, and he goes and he kind of shows like the real Key West or the not touristy side of it. And he lives in this really cool kind of compound situation. I can put pictures of it And I'm trying to get that vibe. It just was like not coming through at all. Because I know what I'm going for, but if I read those words, I would be like, this is so bland. Like nothing was evocative. That's what it is. I need something sensory. Like, what does it smell like? I am in the beautiful outdoors and I should not be in my car giving you this update. So I'm gonna go brave the wilderness and we will talk more. Basically, I kind of hit a breakthrough and I'm gonna move on with the scene for now, unless I read what I just wrote and I hate it, and then I'll get stuck on it for another hour. Hello everyone. I've heard that you are stuck on a mountain with a very weird girl, and I just felt really bad for you, so I thought, let me help the girls out and give them a little break. So welcome to the book segment. First book that I would like to speak about is called Angel Down. As the title suggests, there is an angel that goes down. It's during World War I. This angel gets shot from the sky, and these soldiers have to go save her. This book is written in one long sentence. There were a lot of words in here that I did not know the meanings of, and usually I'll look up a word if I don't know what it means when I'm reading, but it was a lot. It was a lot of words, big new words. They're great. I'm sure they're real. I wanted to talk about this because I have not been so invested in a character relationship in a long time. So shout out Bagger and Arno. You heard me right. This book was unique. I feel like it's a book for boys. I was really invested, so shout out Angel Down. My next book is my book that I'm going to read next. I bought this book on my birthday. It's called Bluets by Maggie Nelson. I believe it's nonfiction. It's a bunch of little essays about the color blue, which Maggie, according to the first page, which is all I've read, is obsessed with the color blue, in love with, some could even say. And I'm really excited. I read the first paragraph and it's beautiful, so I think I'm in good hands with Maggie Nelson. Even more exciting than the book itself, look what I stole from work. Yes, I stole this from the library. They had a lot though. They had like 30, and I felt like I deserved it more than the kids. And last but not least, this one is fun. It's called A Year in New York. And let me show you. Ooh, what if I... It's this guy. This is also kind of a nonfiction. Just this guy, he went to New York, and on almost every day that year, he would watercolor what he did that day and talk about it. I went to this record store in LA called Amoeba Records. They had a section for used books, and I saw this book, and my sister was there, and I told her, oh my gosh, this is totally the kind of coffee table book I would love to have in my future place. And I was like, I just can't wait for the moment I'm the kind of girl who can have a book like this. And this book cost $5, and my sister said, purchase it. What are you waiting for? Do you not have $5? And I actually do have $5. Well, I did, and now I have this book. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm like, let me just be the woman I would love to be. And it starts with A Year in New York. All right, that was the book segment. Back to the mountain. I hope I'm having a good day. Am I okay? Am I lost? Two things. Number one, right after I filmed that other clip where I realized I wanted some more sensory details, I was like, oh, I should have Sawyer note how it's cooler in the shade because it's a really shady area. I typed it really fast and it said cookie in the shed instead of cooler in the shade, which is fine for today because I will remember, but I leave myself notes like that and then I don't check on them for weeks and then I'm just staring at it. I bet there's a lot of really great ideas I had that are not gonna make it to the book because they just, cookie in the shed, what does that mean? Anyways, my second thing is that I came to a bit of a realization. And if you're my writing friends, I just want you to sit down for this one. I think I need to stop sending my writing to people right now because it's so early. I'm in such early stages of this book. I'm in the first 5,000 words of the first draft, and I just want to say I've gotten nothing but compliments from my girls. This is nothing to do with, my feelings are hurt. I feel great about my writing every time I send it. However, I'm now really aware of what sticks out to people when they read and what elements people like and what details, whatever. I'm just really aware of other people now, and it's so early, like I said, and I've been noticing that it's been hurting my writing. And I love sending my writing. I just love compliments. It's amazing. Right now, it's too early to be beneficial. It's more just a thing I was doing for fun. But I think just to make sure that I'm writing my book to my vision and not worrying about outside opinions yet, because one day I'm going to have to worry about that because I want to publish this book. But right now, it doesn't have to be like that. It can just be mine. And I'm so happy that I have writing friends and that people care about the story and want to see it. But yeah, I've just been really aware of what everyone thinks. Specifically, I like a lot of subtext, especially when my characters are talking to each other and interacting with each other, and like body language. I like to use body language instead of having characters say what they think. And then when I do have characters say what they think, they don't really say exactly what they mean, those kind of things. And I've been really aware of how it's going to come across to a different person. And so I feel like my writing is just getting more stilted stylistically. It's not as ambiguous as I like because I'm worried about it and I want to make other people like it. So, yeah, I think what I decided is that I'm going to finish this section of the book, which should be like 20,000 words, and I have like 5,000 so far. So I need to write 15,000 words in solitude, and then I can share it. And I want to get feedback because I've been sending my work and being like, it's really early on, don't tell me anything wrong with it. I want to send it and be like, you can tell me feedback too. I think that would be better. I'm so sorry to everyone who I've hurt with this information. I'm gonna go find somewhere to write. All right, I made it down the mountain. It's a new day, actually. The last time I drove down that mountain, the brakes started smoking and the brakes went out, and then we had to pull over and run out of the car. And it was honestly a really formative experience. Yeah, but I did make it down the mountain, so yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. In terms of that scene I was telling you guys about that was so hideous, I realized, why am I describing things that I don't care about? Let me do images that I love. So I was setting the scene, and there's this pontoon boat, and it's like washed up and overgrown, and that's where all these stray cats live. And I had them in there sipping out of ceramic bowls. I love ceramic. I had that, and then I had some beer bottles with like bugs around them because they still had a little beer in them, and then some citrus curled over the edges and like wilted from the sun, like oranges, limes, lemons. Yeah, anyways, I just was like, why don't I just write something I like if I hate what I'm writing right now, you know? Like I I need to get out of the habit of being like I have to fix this thing that I hate, because it's not like a rubric where I have to include anything. I can just get rid of everything I hate. So I was like, let me do this. I actually didn't finish the scene because I was thinking about it, and I just feel like I'm putting too much pressure on writing chronologically. And all of the scenes that I wrote when I was brainstorming and I was like, let me just write this scene for fun. All of those scenes I love. They're so good. The images are good. It's also indulgent, and it's like I love those scenes where I was just doing it for fun, not letting anyone else or not thinking about anything external. And then I was like, why don't I just um have fun the whole time? Like, this is writing is supposed to be fun. It's just hard because I want it so bad, but then I want to love it too. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to write this chronologically. No, I'm not on deadline. I can just go and have fun. So I kind of started going through scenes and just writing little bits of dialogue and description that I was excited about. I'm just kind of like trying to let this book come together. I'm reading Bluets. I think it's Bluets, actually. I was listening to an interview of Maggie Nelson, and I think she said Bluets. So I'm humiliated that I said Bluets earlier. But I feel like this book and Alphabetical Diaries by Sheila Heti, which kind of rocked my entire world, these books, they feel like they just came together. It's not this perfect narrative. It feels like ideas that come together to kind of give a feeling and a story. And I just want to play around with that. So I don't need to write chronologically. I can kind of write these scenes that feel like part of the story because I know my characters so well and I know the story so well. And so I can just go and like write and just trust that it's going to come together. I need to take my time and just have fun doing it. So that's what I've been doing, and I love it so much still. I'm glad I'm noticing when I'm forcing myself to write in a way that is making me not excited to write, and I just change what I'm doing. So I'm excited again. Yeah, in terms of whether writing on this mountain made my writing feel more glamorous, Um, I can't say it did. Mostly because I really don't like to write outside because I can't see the screen and my ergonomics aren't right. Ideally, when I am a full-time author and I live in the mountains, I will have a house and I will be able to go inside. But yeah, it did feel good to be in nature, and just being around beautiful things makes me want to write beautiful things. So, thanks so much for watching this vlog. If you got this far, please comment your social security number. Also, Kay says hi. Bye bye.